I'm gonna get upset. Hey sailors, welcome back to Cruising as Crew. My name is Lucy. I'm in my cabin, as you can see, and I was like, right, I'm gonna film 3 videos and I'm gonna do all the editing and get it ready to upload in Miami because that's where the Wi-Fi is best. And I just sat down to do it. I was like, I can't. I just don't feel like I have the bandwidth to do any of them. So I wanted to talk about that because I was like, you know, this whole channel is about being completely honest with you guys about ship life. You know, I want to document the good and the bad because I want you to know exactly what you are getting yourself into if you are coming on a cruise ship. So I've been on board for just over 2 weeks. What I'm going to mention now, I mentioned in one of the joining vlogs, is that I feel a bit like out of sorts, and like on my first night I was so nervous. I was like, this is weird. I have not felt this nervous in a long time. The last time I felt this nervous was in September 2018 when I started my first contract with Harding on P&O Oceania, because I ended up doing a second contract on P&O Oceania and it was pretty much all of the same people that were on board, and I made some wonderful friends on Oceania. And then obviously I joined Virgin, but although I didn't know anyone, we were all joining Virgin at the same time, so we were all brand new. Virgin ever since, up until this contract, I've been with pretty much the same people. When you come onto a cruise ship, you feel like you're almost like infiltrating a pre-made group. Now, everyone on board has been so welcoming, so friendly, so wonderful, and I do know a lot of faces on board because I have been with Virgin since 2020 and I know about 5 people in the shops team, so it's not like I'm completely new and don't know anybody, but I wanted to talk about it because I was like, I'd forgotten this is how you feel when you join a cruise ship. Like, it had been so long since I've felt this way that I just wanted to let you know that, like, it's normal, and even when everyone is super welcoming and really nice, it's still quite lonely. I'm gonna get upset. And again, it's like, why am I feeling lonely? Like, I know quite a lot of people. Like, there's no reason for me to be lonely because I'm surrounded by people. I think there's a lot of things at play. Like, obviously I've just spent a while at home with my friends and family, so it's the adjustment to being away from them again. And also it's like finding your place in the group. So, you know, we're social creatures and social inclusion needs are very important to us humans. We like to know what is coming next and what is around the corner. And, well, one, I guess with being in a group of new people, I'm still trying to find where I slot into that group. And also with the Harding and the Virgin thing, which I will do a video update on. Like, everything's up in the air, and I think being on board, it's heightened. Now, obviously, it's great to be on board while all of this is happening because I'm getting all of the information, but it's almost like too much. It's not too much information, but you know what I mean? It's like constant, and everyone's talking about it constantly, and everyone's trying to figure out what their next move is, and yeah, it's uncertainty that I wasn't planning for, because I really don't know what I do. And it's just funny, like, reading the comments, so many of you are like, oh, you're going to stay with Virgin, you're going to stay with Virgin, and I'd love to stay with Virgin, but if I want to stay with Virgin, I have to first get a job with Starboard. And even if I get a job with Starboard, there is no guarantee that they would put me on Virgin. Starboard have thousands of their own employees that they might put on Virgin before ex-Harding employees. Or if I stay with Harding, I have this choice of some wonderful cruise lines. It really is like a big decision, and I will do an update on it, but I'm I've only been on board a bit and I'm still getting all of the information, and I want to make a video and give you all of the information. So it's coming, I don't know when, but I will do one at some point. But just know that like decisions are, I'm trying to make a decision. There's just a lot of factors. The main one for me is YouTube. You know, I love doing YouTube. I'm earning money from it now, so it's like it's a second job, and I love helping you guys. And you know, just being on board for a few weeks, I've met so many of you guys that have been like, oh, I've watched your videos and it helped me, and I love that. You know, I love to think that I've made this experience a little bit easier for people. So my main thing is YouTube, and you guys know that. And there's a lot of cruise lines and companies that aren't happy or aren't okay with having a crew member that vlogs. You know, Virgin have been very, very supportive. Like, they've done more than I could have ever asked for, really, in terms of just leaving me to it and just trusting me to do what I do. And obviously we all know Royal Caribbean is okay because we've got Chris and Jordan, and Celebrity's obviously okay because there's Captain Kate, and you know, there's many people. But you know, when it comes to deciding what cruise line to go on, a big part of it is, can I do YouTube? And again, okay, stay with Virgin. Okay, well, I've got to get a job with Harding. Like, it's not, there's a whole application process there. So yeah, it's difficult. So I think that's probably got something to do with why I'm feeling a bit strange, which honestly I didn't think it would, because if you did watch my video on the Harding and Virgin split, I was very calm about it, and I was very like, what will be will be. And then now I'm like, oh god, I have to make decisions, like life-changing decisions, while also trying to figure out my place in the team and making friends again. You know, as you guys know, on my last ship I had Kason, Freddie, Yulia, so you know, so many other people that I was like really, really good friends with, and now it's like starting again. And as I said, this is no shade to the people that I work with, because honestly they are fabulous. Like, every single one of them has been so lovely. It's just weird. It's just really weird. And I was actually talking to a crew member the other day, and he was saying that it was his first contract and this is kind of how he was feeling. And I was like, oh my god, I'm feeling the same. And he's like, what? Why are you feeling the same? And I was like, I know, it doesn't make sense. Like, I shouldn't be feeling this way, but I am. I'm feeling a bit lost, a bit lonely, a bit confused. And it's just weird because I just wasn't expecting this. I was expecting to just come right in, all's good, because I've worked in Mac before, which I'm really enjoying. I am thoroughly enjoying working in Mac again. So that aspect, you know, I'm loving the work, which is half the battle when you're on a cruise ship. If you're enjoying the job, then like there should be nothing else to worry about. But I suppose like I have the luxury of knowing that it will get better, you know, because when you first start a contract and you're sat in your cabin and you're feeling really lonely and don't really know what you're doing here, a part of you is like, is this it? Is this? But having done many contracts and having felt like this many times, I know that like I'm gonna feel like this basically until I make some friends. And on a cruise ship that only takes like a few weeks. So, and to be quite honest, I have been really, it's taking longer because I've been really unsociable, which is my own fault. So no wonder I feel lonely, just because we finish work and everyone goes to the bar and I'm like, I don't want to go to the bar, I'm knackered, because the jet lag is still, I thought I beat it because I had a little sleep on the plane, but apparently not. It's still got me. Like, the only thing I really did with people was the Bimini tour, which was wonderful, but I really need to make an effort to bond with people, otherwise this feeling is going to continue for a lot longer than I would like it to. So yeah, I mean, that's really all I've got to say. I just wanted to give you an update on how I'm feeling. But I mean, I'm fine, but I'm just not as chirpy as I usually am. But I just wanted to reassure you that, you know, if you go on your first contract or your second or your third contract, like, it's okay to feel like this. It's while you're still, you know, finding your place in the group and still making friends and still learning your way around the ship. And yeah, so I hope this reassures you in some way. That's it really, because I don't think I'm going to film any of the other videos I have planned today, because like I said, I'm just feeling a bit like so we're in Bimini, so I'm probably gonna go and get some food and go and lie on the beach, which in itself, how wonderful that I get to do that. How wonderful that I'm having a bit of a day, so I can just go and get some food in the restaurant for free and then go and lie on Bimini Beach in the Bahamas. Like, so again, it's this, like, I feel crap, but I'm like, I shouldn't feel crap because of what I just said. This is my life. This is the perks of this job. But I think sometimes I have to kind of cut myself a little slack and just be like, it's okay not to feel happy and loving every minute all the time. But in my next video, I'm sure I'll be feeling much better. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye guys.